threats to peace and stability, unquote. Senator, do you think Whitaker would make a good U.S. ambassador to NATO?
Well, no, I don't think so, because he's not qualified. He doesn't really have the experience. He comes from the Justice Department. He's an attorney, and he has not, other than the one quote that you talk about from the previous Trump administration, he really does not have that international alliance, strategic alliance experience. His background is all in the Justice Department. Now, that said, it's kind of interesting because NATO has stepped up. NATO members have spent more money, and now NATO is stronger than ever before to counter Russia. I wonder what he would do as ambassador to NATO in a Trump administration, with Trump being really essentially an apologist for Vladimir Putin. So it would be interesting to see, but I don't think that we should send him there just for that.
As Vice President-elect J.D. Vance, your soon-to-be former Senate colleague and Trump's pick for Attorney General Matt Gaetz, met with Senate Republicans today to try to build support for Gaetz's confirmation. Vance posted this on X or Twitter, quote, "Donald J. Trump just won a major electoral victory. His coattails turned a 49-51 Senate to a 53-47 Senate. He deserves a cabinet that is loyal to the agenda he was elected to implement," unquote. I know you have many policy disagreements with several of Trump's nominees. What do you say to the argument that Democrats lost the election, lost the Senate, lost the House, or did not win control of the House, lost the White House, and President Trump is entitled to the cabinet he wants? What would you say to that?
Well, what I would say to J.D. Vance and to that is that the American people do not deserve a cabinet of potential sex offenders and people who are potentially to be convicted of felonies. That is not what the American people deserve. This is about the government of the United States for all Americans. And frankly, Matt Gaetz's best friend has been, convicted of sexual assault. He is himself has been under investigation for sex trafficking of a minor. The House just voted today to keep the findings of its investigation secret. That is not what the American people deserve. If you're going to have an attorney general, then let's have one who's actually capable of doing the job and who is not under investigation for sexual predatory behavior.
You're opposed to the nomination of Pete Hegseth from Fox to be the Secretary of Defense. You've already said that Hegseth will not have your vote. Why not? Is it because of what he said opposing women in combat?
It's because he's not qualified. The Department of Defense is over 3 million soldiers and civilian employees. He has not, when he comes before me for the confirmation hearing, I'm going to ask him, what is the largest organization you've ever led? What is the largest budget you've ever led? We're talking about a defense budget that is over $920 billion. He was a platoon leader. He has no experience running a large organization of any sort. He's simply not qualified to run an organization, a department as big as the Department of Defense. That will be my focus on whether or not he should be Secretary of Defense.
J.D. Vance is expected to escort Pete Hegseth to the Senate tomorrow to meet with Senate Republicans. Do you think the Trump transition team is worried that Hegseth doesn't have enough Republican support, or at least enough he needs to get confirmed?
Oh, well, they should be worried because, again, he's not qualified for the job. He simply has no experience at the level that is needed in order to run the Department of Defense, especially at a time when you have major wars going on around the world, as well as major adversaries like the communist PRC government that is trying to oppose U.S. Interests all around the world. And you need a serious person to run the Department of Defense. And unfortunately, this nominee is not that person.
Senator Tammy Duckworth, thanks so much.